This is the middle branch of the Westfield River. We're getting down by Littleville Reservoir here. There's not too many big spill pools left between the reservoir, maybe 3 more spill pools. Nice rushing runs. Now I'm going to throw the Euro nymph through there. Got to negotiate some poison ivy, some down trees. We've been having a regular smorgasbord of wonderful weather coming through lately. I don't got my waders on. I'm just attacking with the sandals. So it's July, and what I'm doing is I'm Euro nymphing this plunge pool here on the Westfield River. And what's going on is you have a river that's coming down after 4 or 5 days of rain. And it's risen substantially. I mean, it was a trickle 2 weeks ago. I shouldn't really say a trickle, but it was a third of what it is now. And the river's been freshly oxygenated as a result of the volume increase. And we're looking for opportunistic trout here in this pool. There's a bunch of chubs in here. I've already caught a few. What I'm doing is Euro nymphing. So I'm casting it, and I'm watching my line swing down current. And I'm watching that orange indicator going into the water, right where it goes into the water. This is not as good as it gets. I'm not wearing waders. I'm just walking around in the water, and that's because it's 90 degrees. But I've got cool water, so I'm not worried about fish mortality here. So I'm watching. I'm going to let it sink down. Oh, there we go. There we go. You saw that. That hit. Bam. And Mr. Rainbow, I think it's a rainbow, came charging out. There he is. He came charging out, and he whacked the bottom nymph. Take him off and return him to the water. Whoa. Whoa, ho, ho. He's darting all over. I don't want him to sound the pool. I don't want him to like totally crush all the fish in the pool. So, we get him in. You can see him. And pop that nymph out. I gotta press the barb down on it. Don't need a barb up on this little guy. I just put the nymph on and I haven't had a chance to do that yet. Tell him that. And there he is, and there he goes. So into the water. And he swam away in a heartbeat. But you can see what I've got. Got a little one on the bottom. Then I come up and I have a second. This is not my normal setup. Now, the bigger nymph that I have above the small nymph, you would think would sink faster, but it doesn't because it's got all those feathers on it. It's very buggy looking. It's a caddis imitation with a little bit of a hot spot. This guy actually sinks faster, Euro style. Papa John gets it right down. So my 2 nymphs, and then I come up into my leader. Got a second leader. Now this is about 4.5 pound test. Let's get out there and try it again. You saw that. And I'm not check nymphing here. I'm what you call French nymphing. So I'm working the nymph deep into the pool on a long line. So flip it into the soft water. That nymph starts coming down. You can see me holding the line right here, and I'm holding the line because that's how I cast it. But I can also let go of the line, which lets it out, and it's going to sink more when I let that line out in the current. So now it's kind of wafted in the current. Right at the corner there, you can see the corner where the current is turning. There's beautiful little eddy. And what do we know about trout? When the water's conducive, right? So there's a lot of oxygen and the water's cool enough, they'll be in these eddies. When it gets hot, they come up into the fast water, into this white water. I just saw one. Looked like a pretty good rainbow. Now the middle branch, oh, missed him. Darn it. Might not have been him, might have been a different guy, but nice little whack. And I felt that as much as saw it. He really popped it. Dumb move by me. I should have caught that fish. And see what I can find up there. This is a beautiful wild river. It's a freestone river all the way up from Littleville. Just like the West Branch up above Chester. 14 miles of freestone river. This is a year where we've got quite a flow. Get out and explore it. When you're fishing, you got to keep your eyes peeled. Nature has a bounty that it's willing to share with you if you know what it is. Now, look at the bounty I've discovered. Yes, these are oyster mushrooms. Choice, look at my hand next to these mushrooms. Choice edible mushrooms, as good as it gets. Look at the spores coming off them. You see the smoke? That's the spores of the oyster mushrooms. You see that? How cool is that? That's spores being exuded by the oyster mushrooms. Beautiful. And these are all choice edibles. And you catch yourself a nice rainbow trout stocked by the state of Massachusetts. You get yourself some oyster mushrooms, and you got yourself a good feed right there. And I gotta climb that tree because they're all the way up to the top. But I got a lot of them right here. Look at the size of them. I gotta do some digging.